Alabama Bass Nation. Welcome to Zoom on the Nation. Today's guest, as I have with me, is Curt Arakawa. Now, Curt is from Daiwa. He's the National Sales Director, and Daiwa is also our presenting sponsor of the June 19th Lay Lake Junior State Championship. So, Curt, I want to welcome you to Zoom on the Nation.
Well, thank you, Chris. I just want to thank you for inviting me on the Zoom call to be able to talk a little bit about Daiwa. I wanted to thank, the Alabama Bass Nation for allowing us to partner with you guys and sponsor the events. And we really enjoy doing this and really enjoy watching the kids, and how excited they are about bass fishing. And we're all about basically all kinds of fishing. We want to grow this market, and we're just so excited that you guys are helping the kids out to participate and be able to, explore their passion of fishing and the outdoors. Also want to thank the parents. The parents have a lot to do with allowing their kids to do this. It's a kind of expensive sport, especially starting out. But a lot of the parents, it looks like to me when I go to the events that they are fishermen themselves. The dad are involved in it. And I think it's great that they can spend some time with their sons or daughters at these events and going out and enjoying that togetherness of fishing. And I think that's also a great part of the event. So just glad to be a part of it. I want to thank you guys for your support and, your anglers that support us in buying our products. I've had a lot of people come to us at the events and mention that they bought a Daiwa rod or reel and they really enjoyed it. So we appreciate that. We normally come out to these events, a couple of them during the year. And with this COVID-19, unfortunately, we're not allowed to do it as yet. We're trying to stay safe and hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. And I know you guys have developed a program where you can still allow the tournaments to happen and still keep everyone safe. So we're really excited that you're doing that. And everyone wants to get outdoors right now, including me, do this. So it's great to see we're getting back on the water, but normally we'd come out and have a tent, display our products and talk fishing with you guys. And unfortunately, we're not able to do that. We have a travel ban, so I'm not able to do that. So we're doing this by Zoom. But again, I thank you for the opportunity to talk about Daiwa a little bit here today.
That's awesome. Well, one of the great things, Curt, is that we do have Zoom, and you're still able to connect with your customer base, your Daiwa hardcore, fans, that use your product. And one of the great things, Curt, that I always found is that I think the first Daiwa rolled off the assembly line like 1955, and you guys have always been about innovation and technology, regardless of what level angler you are or compete at. And I think that's what really separates Daiwa and makes you such a great company, and just the whole team there at Daiwa. And I know things have changed for you a little bit, and so kind of tell us what's going on with the Daiwa operations currently, and how things are going, the warranties and product availability, if there's any issues at all.
Okay, that's a great question, Chris. I did want to correct one thing. I'm actually the marketing manager at Daiwa, not the national sales manager. We have
all right.
that does that. But I just don't want to mislead anybody.
I'll give you a promotion.
There you go. But what currently is happening at Daiwa, and it's a great question that you asked. We have not really closed down since March when this was launched, but we did limit our production capabilities as far as sending out product to dealers. We have a limited staff. In California, it's kind of mandated 10 or less people and in some businesses. So we're trying to we had to reduce our staff in the warehouse to get products out. People that can work remotely like myself and the marketing and sales guys all work out of our house now. We've been doing that for a few months now, almost 3. But we're still taking in, currently just on Tuesday, we opened up, as we're allowed to by the state, more facilities of our employees coming back to work. First, we're bringing back the customer service people on the phone to answer questions. Also, we're bringing back some service technicians to help repair reels. We were doing it on a limited basis, and we got back ordered on that behind because there's so many reels coming in because of the fishing season. But we are now bringing more people to try to catch up on repairs. We have customer service to answer questions, and we are still shipping and brought in a few more people in the warehouse to ship. So we're totally basic operational, just maybe a little longer on getting product to the stores and that kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's understandable. I mean, from my perspective, I have not seen any issues of availability anywhere personally here in Alabama. I think our stores, do a great job of stocking the Daiwa products up. So I have not seen that at all. So, one of the things, I wanted to touch base is ICast. And, ICast this year is going to be virtual. And I was just wondering, maybe if you could maybe expound on how that's going to work and, if, consumers are going to be able to participate or how this is all going to evolve for ICast this year, next month.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting situation we have because we've never really had a virtual ICast. And it's going to be a new experience for all of us. But typically, ICast is really an industry related event where only manufacturers and dealers go to that and are allowed to go in. So I'm not actually sure. They're going to have a virtual ICast. We are signed up for that, where we will be showing our products. I'm not sure how many consumers are going to be allowed to see that or to what extent. But we are in anticipation of not knowing what was going to happen. Daiwa has planned I'll call it a special event. And
awesome.
Yes, we will be able to show everything to everybody. Dealers, everybody, consumers. I guess it's sort of a little secret launch. We're not giving out all the information yet, but if you go to stay tuned to our Facebook or Instagram, all our social media, our website, we will have more information as it gets closer to July, probably even before the actual ICAST event, where people can go to our special event and see the new products. We'll launch, you can see everything we're going to come out with. And we do have some exciting new products for both freshwater and saltwater, but a lot of specifically bass products that your audience will want to be interested in seeing. And one way of, as it gets closer is just going to our social media, but we do have a giant gear giveaway contest going on right now. And it's on our website and it's on our Facebook, it's on our Daiwa pages. I think a lot of the audience you have now are probably looking at our site or have gone to our site, but you can go there. And the neat thing about this, Chris, is you can win almost $1,000 retail value of products, and all you get
awesome.
You enter with your email address. That email address will also help be like a newsletter, that you're signing up for, that we will launch to you the information on when this special event is going to take place. And also you're going to be entered into this drawing. And if you don't want to do that, you can just go, to check our sites and get on that way. So,
that's awesome. So basically, Daiwa's going to come out with their own version of ICAST. It's going to be more interactive for the Daiwa base and even the new people that want to join Daiwa. And like I said, on top of that, you go to Daiwa Corporation USA Facebook page, sign up, and you can possibly win $1,000. That's awesome.
Yes, and you have to sign up by the 26th of this month, and the drawing will be on the 29th. So we're not going to make you wait. It'll happen soon, but
it's even better.
To win some stuff. Yeah.
So will that product come down to my address then?
It will if you signed up.
Yeah, I did sign up. So make sure you guys sign up for that. Go to Daiwa Corporation USA Facebook page and make sure you sign up for that $1,000 giveaway. Nothing wrong with having $1,000 worth of free Daiwa gear. I tell you what. So, and that, I had hats off to Daiwa for making that, virtual, Facebook, so we can interact on the new products. I mean, that's something I really like, especially when you can interact with the manufacturer a little bit more on a consumer level. That's just awesome. So, I know you wanted to display a couple of new products. So I'm going to share my screen, and if you want to talk about them, first I want to talk. Going to do the spinning reel there. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that?
Looks like
Okay, perfect. So I don't know if you want to talk about it. I can scroll through there.
Yeah, I just wanted to make your audience aware of the spinning reel we have. It's called the Tatula LT, and the reason why I'm kind of showcasing this product is it's really made a lot for the bass fishing market. And the reason I say that, it has a higher than normal retrieve ratio. It's a 6.2 to 1 retrieve ratio. So the purpose of that is when you're, let's say you get a bite, and let's say a lot of times the bass might swim directly to you. And so with a 6.2 gear ratio, you can catch up with that fish faster and make sure he doesn't come off. And, it just allows a better opportunity of landing that fish. It's also got a Zion body, which is a very lightweight but strong material. It's also comes in a variety of sizes, 1,000 to 4,000 size. It's got a special drag too, is what I wanted to mention. It's got an ATD drag, we call it, and it's a drag that, a lot of times when you go to set the hook, you need a little more pressure to penetrate the fish's mouth, and this actually has that little tighter pressure when you go to set the hook. Once, and in about 5 seconds after you set the hook, the drag actually automatically will loosen up a little bit. So when that fish makes that long sustained run, or first makes that run, it'll allow the fish to take drag. So if normally you don't do that, or you have your drag set too tight, you might actually break off that fish. So I just wanted to mention this particular reel. It's just really made for bass fishing, and this is something that's going to last you for years to come. So if someone makes an investment in this, they're going to have it for a while. And that's why I wanted to showcase that product.
Tatula Elite. So now let's go to, you want to showcase the Tatula SV TW103?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this product as well, Chris, is we've came out with the Tatula SV prior to this. It's a little slightly bigger body, but this is a brand new version. We just launched this in this year around February and March at the Bassmaster Classic. So it's a little low profile frame, is why I mention it. For guys that have smaller hands, may prefer this one a little bit better. We still have the other one for guys that have larger hands. This has got the new kind of graphics. It's black. It's got the the DVEC logo engraved in it. It's got the T-wing system, which allows you to cast further. But it's got this SOV spool that the other one has too. But it really will help if you're a beginner high school fisherman and you have trouble with bait casting reels in general, getting backlashes. This SV spool is made to help prevent backlashes. It helps slow the line down from the very beginning so you don't get the backlashes that occur. It's also good for advanced fishermen, for guys that are fishing in windy conditions. You'll still get backlashes if you throw directly into the wind, a lot of times more so with other reels. This one will help reduce that. It's good for skipping docks, where you would tend to get more backlashes if you're, trying to learn how to skip. That's another reel that will help reduce those backlashes. So this is just a good all-around reel for, guys that are beginning, but also for guys that, want to have a good quality reel with less backlashes. So that's why I talk about this, this in general, and it's brand new this year.
That's awesome. Okay. So, Curt, I know, let's talk about the Elite Series. They just kicked off. So what's really, what's anything going on new in the Elite Series that you can tell us about?
Yes.
Or even MLF? I mean,
It's interesting with the MLF, Bass, two different tournaments. As you know, when the MLF and the Bass kind of, competed with each other, a lot of my elite anglers went to MLF. They took the top 80 guys, as we know, and almost my whole team went from Bass. Seth, one of our top anglers, stayed, and we were left with only Seth really fishing bass. And a lot of people that watch bass want to see our Daiwa pros, not just one guy. So I had to go to work and try to, come out with a new team, so to speak. I love my MLF guys, Brent Ayler, Ishman Rowe, Randy Howell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hiro Mori, Brandon Polinick was there, and Brett Height. So, we have a great team, and I didn't want to interrupt that. So I also wanted to have more guys on the Bass Elite side of it. And so I've recruited Patrick Walters, who, his first year fishing, made it to the Classic and fished this year. Also, we added two brothers, Chris and Corey Johnston.
And those guys are fishing machines. I've watched them, and they're awesome. And they're very good representatives, even though they're from Canada. So
I know. Well, we actually wanted some representation from Canada. Canada's a neighbor of ours, and
well, that's a good market to explore too. I don't know what Daiwa does up there, but that may be a good market value up there to have them on board.
Yes, and that's how we felt. We have a lot of participation in dealers in Canada. We wanted to support with these two kids being so good, coming out of the gate. So then Brandon announced this year he wanted to come back to bass. So Brandon Polinick's now fishing bass along with Seth Fighter, and now we have Patrick Walters and the two Johnston brothers. So we have a good team. We have a bigger team, both with MLF and bass. It's still a good kind. But I feel, Chris, there's really two audiences. There's the guys that maybe watch MLF and like to watch it live stream or like on TV. And then there's the bass guys that like to actually go to the events, like to go to the Bassmasters Classic, which was a huge event this year. So in general, it might be two different crowds, maybe two different audience. But to me, it's just more bass fishing. It's just better to grow the sport, the industry, and have more people involved.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So, with all these newcomers coming on board, the Johnson brothers, and is there a collaboration between the MLF anglers and the bass anglers, maybe to come up with some new products, or some new brand name, have their name on it, type of equipment?
So you're good at this.
I don't want to spoil anything.
No, that's a good. Yeah. So what we do, just so everyone knows, in case you don't know, is we use our pros a lot to develop our product.
Mm-hmm.
They product firsthand. The reels they use for over a year, usually before we actually put them on the market. Get out any bugs that we may have, so when it comes to the market, it's perfect. But they also each of them have their own signature series rods. And they make their own, but they also use each other's, because they know if Ishman Rowe developed this flip and pitch
stick, yeah, they're going to use it. Absolutely.
It's going to be the best, and they don't have to worry about changing it. So with the new guys coming on, we're already looking at what different rods that we can add to the lineup that they can develop for us, and Patrick as well. So. Mm-hmm. I can't share that yet because it's under.
Okay, no problem. I just.
But yes, it's a good question. We are going to include them in some new actions that we'll have.
Awesome.
Things coming up. So also, I want to mention that we have so many reels now that we're probably the largest bait cast reel manufacturer with different types of reels. And like you said, technology is big with us. So we're kind of now going into technique-specific reels, which actually match up with our technique-specific rods. Many anglers actually have 12 rods on their deck anyways. They'll have
absolutely, yeah.
They'll have a flip and pitching setup, which we actually have a flip and pitching reel now. It's got a long handle, it low trajectory. It's made for flipping and pitching. We have our long cast, regular Tatula, 100, which is main elite, which is just going to cast a long distance. We have reels that have deeper spools like the Tatula 200. We have a 150, a 100, different sizes for each type of bait for deep cranking. And this Tatula SV, which is great for windy conditions or skipping docks. So we can actually match up all the reels to the rods and have it specifically for that technique, which is going to really help anglers catch more fish that way because they can really dial in what they're doing.
That's Curt. That's awesome, Curt. I mean, like I said, Daiwa has always been about innovation, and like I said, you put the best equipment in our hands. So, I just want to kind of close it out, and from the Bass Nation, I want to thank Daiwa, your staff, for supporting the Bass Nation. You have been such a great advocate of youth fishing, and we appreciate it. And anytime we can promote Daiwa, we are honored to do it. And it's just a great, valuable partnership that the Daiwa and the Alabama Bass Nation High School has. So I just want to close it out to you, Curt, if you have any last minute comments that you'd like to make, maybe something we missed or not.
No, Chris, I really want to also reiterate our appreciation to the Alabama, Bass Nation. Yourself, and Daryl High and all of his staff are a very professional organization that we've been able to work with. I think it's great what you guys are doing for the kids as well. It takes a lot of work to run these tournaments. I know, you guys spend a lot of hours preparing that. And, we appreciate, your involvement. We want to be involved as well with you guys because you guys, do it right. And we want to grow with you guys each year and help provide products that, we can, give out at the tournaments to support you that way and, support the event to help it grow. We're also want to work with other Bass Nation areas. We're trying to do something in Florida now and maybe looking at, Georgia and Tennessee and expanding it. But we just enjoy, the youth getting involvement, getting outdoors. I will say with this COVID-19 coming on and people being, cooped up in their homes so much, now that things are finally opening up a little bit, we have noticed an extreme amount of combos being sold. That's the rod and reels together in stores, like Dick's and Academies. So much so that we're sold out of every combo we have. And
wow.
Other manufacturers have said the same thing. So what that tells us is more families are going outdoors and camping and doing RVing and fishing, and more license registrations are being sold. We heard it was 60% higher in Minnesota, the licenses. So the great thing about that is we just like to see the public going out and getting outdoors and enjoying fishing, and hopefully that will help our industry just like the youth are doing now. We're just excited to see that. Again, excited to work with you guys, enjoyed our relationship, look forward to trying to maybe even come out to the state championships. Hopefully things.
I would love to see you in July at Guntersville at the state championship. Hopefully they'll lift that travel ban on you guys. But if we don't, let's commit to doing another Zoom before the state championship and find out what's new. Usually ICast will probably be over by then, and maybe you can give us a little bit more information.
No, absolutely. Anytime. And for sure, I'll have the new products for the next one and be able to talk about it more and give you all the details. If you haven't, heard it from our special event, keep your eye out for that.
That's it.
You guys are going to like it. So.
All right. That's awesome. Well, Curt, I thank you and I appreciate your time. And thank you, Daiwa and the team Daiwa and everybody there. We really appreciate everything you do for us.
Likewise. Thank you again for inviting me to the Zoom call, Chris. Appreciate it.
No problem.